So he slides up to that ninth, then goes down that basically major pentatonic from the 12, 9 to 12 on the E string to the B string, then the 9th fret of the E string to 12, 11, 9 on the E string, back to the 12 on the B string. Then he plays the 11th fret and he bends that up a half step, bends it back down, no, he bends up a half step and stops it. Then he goes to the 9th fret to the 11th fret and bends that up a half step and down again. Back to the 9th fret on the B string. That's all on the B string. Then 11, 9 on the G string. Hammer on from the 9 to the 11. So it's 9, 11, hammer on the G string, then 9 on the B string, and back down to 9 on the G string. So that's... And then after that part, he goes into... He goes from the 13th fret to the 11th fret to the 9th fret on the G string, to the 12th fret on the D string, slide up to the 14th fret on the D string. So, and this is where I wanted to get to this point, because this is where he does a cool little lick that you can use in your improvising. This is all just scalar stuff, basically. But then after he slides up to that 14th fret, from 12 to 14 on the D string, he goes into this lick. Which is a really cool phrase. I think I learned that a long time ago from one of my teachers at music school. And I forget... something like that. Something. I can't remember what it was, but it was similar to that phrase. And so that phrase is basically, so it's 13 to 15 hammer on. And it's actually all hammer on pull off. So you pick the first note. So it's 13, 15, 10, 13, 11. So, which is a cool phrase. Again, you should take a lot of these phrases and experiment with them. As far as that phrase right there, you can think of it in the key of like C major or A minor or something like that, and just take all the notes that you know, the A, the G, the F, and the E, and you go. So, or you can go down here. Or down here. Now things start becoming stretches, like this one. This is all 4 notes from an F, G, A, and a B. Obviously, I haven't done this, but that's the idea of taking these kind of licks, and that's a cool little lick. That little phrase. You could just start, experimenting, throwing in chromatics after that and all that. But that's a great starting lick. And those are the types of licks I like to learn. A lot of my teachers would like to teach and learn because they're short. They're not these long, 2-bar licks. This is just a 5-note, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5-note lick. Now you can do it with chromatics. You have these notes. And that could be a start of a chromatic run. So just experiment with that. Same thing with the lick that was showed before. That's just octaves. Those are just the same notes. Up in octaves. Do that. Try that with the pentatonic scale. Skip strings and start doing that with the you know, just experiment. Another thing, I know I'm going off on a tangent here at the end, but I'm just trying to give you some ideas if you're interested. Another thing to do is that whole string skipping kind of thing. Try doing it with like the pentatonic scale and do it over a blues progression. So here's A minor pentatonic. So play the first two notes, skip the next string, play the next two notes, skip the next string and play the next two notes. All of the pentatonic scale, and you have... Now go to the D minor pentatonic. And then go back to the A minor pentatonic. So far you have 5th fret, 8th fret, skip the A, and that's on the E string, go to the D string, 5th, 7th, skip the G string, go to the B string, 5, 8. So now for D, you do 5, 8 on the A string, then on the G string you do 5, 7, and on the E string you do 5, 8. So and then in keeping with the whole blues thing, you go to the 5 chord, which is the E, and do that same thing you just did on the D, which is the same pattern, but instead it's 7, 10 on the A string, 7, 9 on the G string, 7, 10 on the E string. So if you cycle through the progression with those chords, you have... and then you could even go further. You know, it's just playing that pattern. Now, I wouldn't play that in a whole solo or anything. I might borrow that concept or that idea and sneak those in on each chord in different ways, but in between doing other stuff. Again, but for practicing purposes, it's a great thing to take. I would get that idea from learning this lick. Because to me, I'm thinking octaves, and that's what that is. How else can I do some octave stuff? Well, I always gravitate towards the pentatonic scale. That was very 3-note scalular thing. How about you do 3 notes with pentatonic? So that's the end of the lesson. I hope you got a lot out of that. Again, it's kind of a light introduction to Allan Holdsworth because it's got some of that intervallic stuff in there and some of the wide kind of string skip kind of things, but it's also got a lot of that melodic melody kind of phrasing. But I thought that was a good lesson to kind of start on for folks that are interested in Allan Holdsworth but actually really haven't done a lot of playing of his music. So hopefully in the future we'll get into a little more complicated kind of things, because there's a lot of that. And let us know if what other kind of lessons you might be interested in. As always, you know, subscribe to us if you haven't. That lets us know that you guys are really interested in this stuff and interested in us continuing to put out some free lessons. Also, you know, click the like button. Spread the word if you can. Let some people know about this. We're really trying to get a lot of people following this so that we can really, you know, get into more and more cool lessons and stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed. And I will see you on the next one. I've got a few Henderson lessons coming up. I've got 2 of those. One really long, probably a 6-parter. Sorry to bore you with it, but it's like a really long... It's the whole solo, basically, of one of my favorite blues solos that he plays from a long time ago. And it kind of coincides with the Guthrie blues mutation solo transcription I did a while ago. It's kind of along the same lines, but in a Scott Henderson kind of way. So anyway, hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you on the next one. Check out guitarbreakdown.com when you have a chance. That will be up and running in the next month, I'm saying. I hope. I think. All right. Thanks, guys.